Got about 40 minutes till lock here, so we're going to go through the baseball. We don't have any basketball tonight. We have some hockey. We're going to go over both of those. Shout out to Kenny, who, well, so far, he gave out Jason Day to pretty much the whole community in the golf, and Jason Day is styling up at the top of the leaderboard. So hopefully you guys jumped on that. And shout out, obviously, to Bobby. Hopefully his family's doing better. I heard from him. He's hopefully going to be back on Monday. We'll see how that goes. MMA video will be out either later tonight or tomorrow, along with projections for that and all kinds of other good stuff. I encourage you, if you want to watch. I put a very, very long video today. I spoke with Michael Baychuk from this chat. Very, well-known horse racing guy, and we spent about an hour talking about horse racing in general and New Orleans stuff, and then we did get to the Derby analysis towards the end of it. So feel free to take a look at that. You have a full card on Churchill tomorrow and a full card on Derby Day Saturday. And I think between the two of us, we gave out some pretty decent possibilities. Now, again, it's tough to do it in advance without the odds really knowing what they are, but hopefully we gave you some guidelines. Okay, so let's tackle baseball this way, the way I always do. And first thing, I'm just going to start with the pitching, and then we're going to go to the stacks. Change things a little bit. I was just pretty well set on Nola Ray, but now I'm more Nola and Ray as a second option. In other words, I'd much prefer Nola to Ray, and I could spread out my SP2s a little bit more, getting to maybe Urquidy or Archer or Luzardo maybe. I'm still stubborn, man. I'm still not. I don't think I'm getting to too much McClanahan. It just I don't know. It's just too expensive, and at 35% ownership, I just don't think I'm going to do it. Like right now in my I gotta redo these, but right now I don't think I have any of that. I have basically just Robbie Ray, Nola, or Cootie, those guys in my lineups. Now with respect to the hitting, all right, let me. This is a tough card, so to speak. So the best play is Minnesota. All right, I'll just start with that. Minnesota is just quote unquote the best play. Like who's going to put up the most points? Who's going to put up the most points relative to their price? Pretty much everything. Minnesota to me is clear, well above everybody else, number one. However, they're being owned in fine style, as if they were a number one stack. So you could proceed with caution. I mean, if you're playing 3 max or something like that, or single entry, yeah, you could do what I said. You could play Nola with one of these dudes, and then play Minnesota. Good job, Joanne. The Brew Crew was piling it on, and then even LA, even the Angels in the last couple of innings put up some points. That was fun. So Minnesota again, I have as the top, and then it really becomes a question of leverage. So I said that Nola and Ray are probably the best pitchers plays, but the thing about both of them, they both can give up power. Okay, I've seen Nola give up power. I've seen Robbie Ray give up power. So you could make the case that the Mets are actually a pretty good stack as well, to leverage off of the Nola ownership. The Mets are, and that's kind of like DFS 101. So I definitely would support some of that, and also, you could play whatchamacallit, Tampa if you want, to leverage off of Robbie Ray, and all of that just kind of makes sense. And then likewise with the ownership of McClanahan, I think I might be getting the teams wrong. No, Yeah, with the ownership of McClanahan, you could play Seattle. So I feel as though all of these teams have pretty good leverage here. Um, so that's one thing. The other thing that I would consider doing is game stacking this Minnesota Baltimore game. So you like Minnesota here, obviously. If this game can really just kind of blow up and get out of hand, I mean, Chris Archer again, he's struggling, man. I mean, he's been struggling for a couple of years. He hasn't really just never really developed. Had some injuries or whatever. In Baltimore, man, they could put up some numbers. So I might consider some lineups where Baltimore is kind of a real heavy piece um, on DraftKings. Good job, Jim. Yeah, so let's talk about FanDuel then. Green since he brought it up. Um, and then we'll get to some individual plays as well. I am not doing McClanahan again on FanDuel, and again, just this is what makes horse racing. I guess everybody's got their opinions. I don't think I'm going to do it. I would prefer Nola or Robbie Ray over there. And if you wanted to pay down, like if you had to, you would. I wouldn't mind playing Urquidi. Um, so as a pay down, but I don't think you can even spend the money over there. So that's so in the hand built stuff that I myself would not recommend McClanahan. I myself would recommend Robbie Ray or Nola, but that's as I said, that's what makes horse racing. Um, are the Marlins not going to be owned at all? They seem like a good low owned option. Well, let me take a look at that on both sites and see if they're a good low owned option anywhere. I actually don't have Miami rated all that high. Like I would rather play Baltimore than Miami. Now I do have Baltimore, a little higher owned, but I would prefer actually Tampa. I would prefer Baltimore to Miami, since you asked. On DraftKings. On FanDuel, let me see. On FanDuel, let me take a look at them over there. Yeah, I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm just my numbers are not leading me to the Miami thing. So yeah. So Mikolas might be under the radar. Okay, sure. He's under the radar. I'm just not. I just don't think he projects well enough to be in contention, as far as I'm concerned. You know, um, that's the best I can say. I mean, I just prefer other guys. I have him rated like ninth or 10th best pitcher behind Nola, Ray, or Cootie, Archer, Luzardo, McClanahan, Scooble, even Martinez. I have rated higher than Mikolas. So, well, yeah, you'll get him at lower ownership. That's just not going to be for me. I'd rather play kind of a low own, maybe Tariq Scooble. Um, if you wanted to do that, but even that I think is kind of fishy. I don't know what it is. I think this Baltimore Minnesota game is kind of interesting. I would, if there were hitting to pay up for, I could make the case that Archer at 5,800 is worth a stab, but in the absence of that, I really do prefer the hitting on both sides of this game here. Couple of one-offs. By the way, somebody was scratched out of my projections. You'll see, I think Kisner or something like that from the Cardinals. And the San Francisco lineup is not out yet. I'm getting a little bit of that also. That you talk about under the radar. I mean, San Francisco is going to be just incredibly under the radar. I mean, no one's going to play that, I don't think. Maybe for good reason. First of all, we don't know who's playing, so yeah, I'm gonna have to take another look at that. But I guess overall, once again, Nola Ray for me, and then as far as stacks, Minnesota, Baltimore, Tampa, Mets, and maybe some Detroit. Yeah, that's what I was saying when we first started, Adam, is that is that all those leverage spots I think are solid. I think Tampa against Ray is solid. I think the Mets against Nola is solid, and I think that uh yeah, and I think that the other one uh crap. I think Seattle is off of McClanahan. I think all those are very viable. Um so yeah, so as you were kind of letting on, I mean Logan Webb was scratched. So um I don't know how much he was going to get owned anyway. Um but yeah, I mean it just goes more to the top. It's just more Robbie Ray, more McClanahan, more Nola. You know what I mean? It just I don't know if it's more to one of them than the other. Um, but I think they're all going to be pretty popular. And they're all, they all should be, and yet they have that profile where, you can get to them. And it's not like the Mets are a bad lineup. Mets are really good. I mean, Mets might be the best team in baseball. I mean, or whatever. I mean, they're up there. Um, the other team that I haven't brought up yet, all right, who I think is worth considering on DraftKings is Philly. All right. So Philly, I can't go late start. You know what you could do? You could just start from the beginning and then catch up, Brody. But Philly, I think is I have them rated second, and they're certainly going to be much lower owned than Minnesota. Um, but I think they're going to be still really popular. Um, as will Houston. I think that I like the. I'm still going back to this Baltimore idea. Um, Baltimore, Tampa, Mets in the non-Nola lineups. I don't know why I keep coming back to that. Maybe some Detroit, but that seems a little fishy. Oh, sorry, Ray. But for me, yeah, those would be my kind of GPP type play as far as hitting goes. Would be just a review. I'm just staring at this. So Baltimore, Tampa, Mets, Seattle. Okay. Um, and probably you'll probably run into some San Diego. Yeah, like Adam's saying. I mean, it's fine. Um, uh, yeah, so it's a 6 game slate, so it's not gonna be nobody's gonna be that low owned, but you'll get some leverage with them, and I think you'll get some leverage in San Francisco if you want to try that, as I was mentioning. Um, I do have to kind of rerun this because I have all these lineups with this guy that's scratched, the Kisner. So I am gonna have to rerun this. Let me just see something. Let me just see. Okay, so let's go with this. Okay, so we're gonna go 30 lineups. 20 lineups, 30 lineups. Then I'm going to talk about hockey in a minute. Hockey, again, these I kind of like these 4 game hockey slates. Haven't quite gotten there yet, but I've been pretty close. And I don't know if there's soccer tomorrow. Will be. I mean, it's Saturday. I keep thinking tomorrow's Saturday for some reason. Let me just see something. So I want to see if I'm still getting all this leverage stuff. I totally agree with it on this slate because there's no real big standout hitting spot. So you want to just find this leverage. Yeah, look at all this. I'm getting all this stuff. I'm getting Mets, San Francisco, Seattle. Actually, not that much Seattle. That is just a lot of it's a lot of mess. That's pretty that's pretty ballsy if you want to know the truth. But like I said, I mean, they do have and it's kind of tough to play San Francisco when you don't know who's playing. Um, but this is what you're used to when you play what's his name? When you play Saber Sim type stuff, you get all kinds of baloney like that. I mean, all kinds of it. You get all kinds of Detroits, things like that. Um, what I am probably gonna do, I'm probably gonna bump up some Baltimore. I definitely want more Baltimore. So I'm definitely gonna get a decent amount of that. And I'm gonna get Adam, I'm gonna get some of your San Diego, I'm gonna get the Tampa. This St. Louis thing, I don't think I can do. I am probably gonna get a little bit of the Miami. Um, and as far as pitching goes, I'm just looking at my new pitching run here, getting all kinds of nonsense. Um, but at the top of it, it's Robbie Ray and Nola for me, and everybody else. I'm getting sprinkles. I'm getting sprinkles of other stuff, and for the guy that asked, I am getting some just for fun. I am getting some uh, what's his name, Mikolas, and just one lineup. I think is okay. I'm not too worried about that. Um, so I'd like the Minnesota. Still like that. Still like the Philly. I still like that. I like the Baltimore. Okay. I don't know why I'm getting really into this Baltimore business. Baltimore and Minnesota, just game stack that thing. Seems to make sense. You like the Miami? Yeah, I guess. I guess it's just not my. I just don't. I just don't think it's for me. I don't know. So let's make sure I put my big one in the lottery too, just for in case I forget. 33 lineups. Let me see. 0. Okay, so now that's in. And then I have 33 lineups, and it's total ADD stuff. Is that I don't know which lineup I don't have in the lottery, and DraftKings does not make this easy for you. It says you have 33 lineups can use this contest, and I'm entered in 32. I have 32 entries, but it doesn't say which of these have 0. Oh, there it is. Got it. Boom. And talking to myself. We all like that. Okay. FanDuel. First let me make sure all my guys are in again. I don't have any of this Kisner business. Looks like I should be okay. Wendell day to day, but he's in. Most of these guys are in. So you're getting some Miami. I have to say, Mr. Sir Rhodey a lot. I'm getting like a decent amount of the Martinez. How do you like that? How do you like them apples? How do you like that? So one of us can win. How about that? You like that? Sounds good to me. But let me just redo my FanDuels. See what this looks like. Let's do this one more time. And I'll just let you know what my ownerships are over here. I'm probably, between you and me, I'm probably just going to let FanDuel play my $5 things for me here. I'll make a couple of changes, but not a lot. I got to up the minimum salary a little bit because, as I mentioned before, if you're not careful, if you set SaberSim to like give you max correlation, you're going to get these crazy, not crazy lineups. You're going to get lineups that leave like 3,000 on the table because it really wants the pure stack and it really wants like 4x4 flat, and they'd rather give you like a 2K cheap, fourth guy from a team than give you Mike Trout, for example. So you could either just kind of set a salary minimum, or you could just go ahead and what you call it, manually go in and double check all that stuff. So with this is these are so pretty. All these lineups here. The Tampa Minnesotas are just so sweet looking. I mean that's what that's awesome. I have Byron Buxton as being 45% owned on FanDuel. Does that sound right? I think it does. And boy, is it giving me a crap ton of Minnesota. Holy crap. All kinds of Minnesota on FanDuel. Minnesota, Tampa, Houston. Who am I getting pitching wise? I bet you I'm getting what's his name locked in. I bet anything. Nope. I thought I was going to get 70%, 100% Nola, but no, I'm only getting 70% Nola. And I'll tell you, it's a little scary, man. I mean, the Mets are not bad. That's why I think Mets having, getting some leverage on playing the Mets makes a lot of sense. And I've seen it. I've seen Nola just give up home runs. It just happens. That's not what I want. I suck. I was just about to replace all of my FanDuel lineups with a DraftKings build that I just created. So it would have just cost myself like 30 seconds of my time. Not the end of the world, but that's. Let me see. Boom. Okay. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slam. Put this in the qualifier. Oh, almost. I almost got that right. What I meant to say was put this one in the slam. And this one in the qualifier. There. Upload, and we're off. Okay, so I got about 15, 20 minutes. Let me just take some more questions, and then I will do a little hockey. Let me just see what's my lineup look like in the big one here on FanDuel. So I'm running hot in that thing. I think why would it be able to show me what my lineup is in a tournament that I'm in? I can't imagine why it would want to tell me what my lineup is. FanDuel, you suck. Or maybe I suck. Oh, there it is. So yeah, Minnesota, Tampa, as advertised. You got the nuts pitcher, Scooble. Okay. Okay. I played worse. Tanya, you didn't see all my tweets and all of my. How many places do I have to post it? It's in the horse racing Discord. It's up on the site. It's a 2-hour video. I can't do better than that. The answer, Tanya, is it's in there. It's on YouTube. It's on the site. It's in the Discord. It's literally everywhere. No. I mean, I really don't want to be an enabler and just repost it here as well. But I promise you, with a little bit of diligence, you'll find it. I don't mean to be like that. Yeah, it's here in the Discord. It's here in the horse racing Discord. It's up on the site. You'll find it. I got faith. Minnesota, Baltimore, 1-off Tampa. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Any Luzardo on DK? Sure, why not? How many lineups? That's a question. Let me see how much Luzardo I actually have. I'll just let you know. I have 20% of the Luzardo on DraftKings. So take that for what it is, for what it's worth. And with respect to the hockey, I'm going to probably do one more run before I have to go. But it looks as though it's going to be kind of Colorado and Calgary for me. And again, it's just a question of how you finagle it. I do have a decent amount of Ovechkin, by the way, today. But Colorado is my main. I guess it's safe to say, is Colorado my main team? Maybe. No, Calgary too. I'm probably going to do one more run there. I'm not going to do. I don't think I'm going to do another projections run, but I'm going to do at least another Saberson run. See what that is. Really awesome MMA card this weekend. Really looking forward to that. Some really good fights. Oh man, there was actually a kid that I used to coach in basketball. He made his MMA debut on a local promotion in Long Island, and he won. Actually, he was always probably better off doing MMA than basketball. I have plenty of technical fouls from him that are testament to that. Let me do one more run on the hockey, and we'll see what I can come up with. No NBA tonight. So some content stuff. So tomorrow, I'll do, as usual. I'm gonna do the best I can this weekend. Again, no promises. But I will do my best, and usually that means getting a lot done. So can't promise I'll have every slate, can't promise I'll have every update, can't promise do videos for everything, but I do promise this. I'm probably going to be around here Saturday because I'm going to be watching the Derby and all that stuff. I'll be heading, I'll be in and out, but I'm mostly around. So all the DGen Saturday stuff is going to get up there eventually. All right, so let me see what I'm doing here in hockey. Yeah, it's the same. I mean, it's pretty much the same. It's Colorado, Florida. Some Florida now. Okay, that's new. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am going to change my main lineup to being a little more correlative. I don't even know if that's a word. But as I've been saying, as long as I know what it means, then it is a word. That's all words are, is methods of communication, right? And as long as you're communicating the information. So yeah, I am gonna probably have some Florida, I think, in my main one, along with Colorado. Let me see what that's gonna look like. Yeah, I think so. But Colorado, some Florida, one off of the Ovechkin, maybe. That's interesting. Okay. What else? Any questions in here? Giant's lineup is out. All right, let me take a look at that real quick. Hold on. Let's see if anybody's not playing. Oh, is it out? So is Joey Bart, Flores, or any of these guys playing? It's gonna show up in a minute, right? My dog is pounding on the door right now. So is Bart and Flores playing? That's my question. Let me see. Oh, there it is, Yastrzemski. So there is Flores, but there's no Bart. Okay, so I have to fix that. So there's no Flores, but you could play Casali. Okay, that's good. Let's make sure I have no Bart. That's fine. Upcoming FanDuel. Let me just make sure I have no Bart here as well. Good. Yeah, I already mentioned I did like Phillies. Against Walker as well. Okay, good luck everybody. I'm out of here, and that'll do it.